Well, I did grow up in a large family. There were 7 of us kids, plus usually 1 adult, sometimes 2. I think growing up in a big family has its pluses and its drawbacks. One of the pluses is there's a lot of people to blame, but the drawbacks is there's really not a lot of money. Especially when there's only one income, and I think that's the hardest part of growing up in a big family. Now, my mother was a nurse, and so when there wasn't a lot of food, she would bring home the hospital food, and she usually bring it home in very large disposable trash cans, bags, I should say. And when I was about 14 years old, I said to my mom, why are these trash bags so much bigger than everybody else's trash bags? I mean, you could almost double our trash cans with them. And she said to me, oh, that's because those are disposable body bags. And that was kind of like growing up in a big family. You couldn't buy the trash cans, you stole them from the hospital, and we used body bags for our trash bags. I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters, so without me they would have been the Brady Bunch. And the thing about growing up in a big family, especially when it's diversely separated like that, is you get to see all sorts of personality types, you know, from the very high-strung to the very mellow to, you know, every aspect. But I think, you know, the miracle part of it is when you grow up in a large family and everybody survives. I mean, that seems to me to be an incredible thing. And I guess more today it's to be expected, but, you know, even before our time, when you think about our grandparents and our parents, if they had large families, you always heard that, you know, there was 2 who died in birth or something happened. But I don't think I'd have it any other way, because anytime I go into a large setting or a setting with a lot of people, I don't have any problems because I'm used to that. And my mom always managed to bring in a few boarders too, so we always had some kid that needed somewhere to live living with as well. So there's usually 10 or 12 of us there. Oh, it's different. You know, you were talking about a big family, and one of the things about my family was that my paternal grandmother was very, very devoted to us as kids. And she was always there, and even though my mom and my dad were separated, my paternal grandmother was the one that took us in when we were evicted, or brought over food when there was no food, or anything like that. Was always my paternal grandmother. And so a part of me, I feel this deep level of gratitude toward her for the devotion that she gave us. And that's what I think about when I think about my grandkids. I think about how could I do less than what my grandmother did for me. You just never feel quite the same about grandkids as you do your kids. It's just a different feeling. It's different. I don't even know how to explain it. It's the children of your children, and I don't know. I don't look at it as doing it all over again. I look at it as an opportunity to give to them of myself as long as I'm here. Well, to me, this is much more than just an acting academy. This is a chance to give up myself to everyone that comes in here. And Hollywood Bound Acting Academy, to me, was never really about building this incredible business. It was about going into an industry that is notorious for walking on people's dreams, or using a dream to take from somebody, financially or whatever else, and creating an opportunity for people to come and be cared about, and that their dreams matter as much here to us as it does to them. So if you if you're looking at it from that perspective, or asking about it from that perspective, the way that I feel like I give to myself is that I give to the students who come here, first of all, belief that they can do this. I mean, Hollywood is not about stars necessarily. There are thousands, tens of thousands of people who work in this business every day who don't necessarily become big, well-known stars. But if this is really what you want to do from your core person, then I'm going to help you get there no matter what it takes. Well, going back to my childhood, when you grow up in a very big family, there isn't a lot of material stuff to grow up with, so you end up spending a lot of time with dreams. You know, you're going to dream to do this, or you're going to dream to own that. So dreams are very, very important, because dreams are often what drives us. And what I tell people when they come in is, one of the very first questions I like to ask people is, why are you doing this? Is it because you want to be a well-known star, or is it because you feel this creative nature to perform? And most people will say, I feel this creative nature to perform. And that means they have a dream. And so I tell them, then that's what you need to follow. And you don't give up on that dream. If that's your dream, don't give up on the dream. Because you don't know, the next door that you knock on might be the right door. You just don't know. You don't know until you get there. Well, because people don't take me seriously. A lot of people didn't, especially growing up, people didn't take me serious. Oh, that's just Frankie. Oh, that's just Frankie. That's just Frankie. And when I joined the military, I came home and I told my mom and my uncle and my dad to say, hey, look, I'm going into the Army, which was the Army. Could have been the Marines, but it was the Army. And the first reaction I got from most everybody was, you can't do that. You're not going to make that. You can't do this. And I felt like that wasn't right. You know, anybody should be able to do whatever they want, or they should at least go try. You can't tell somebody to go do something because they can't. They're too thin, or they don't seem strong to you, or the military seems too hard. And I went in the military and I actually prospered. I did really well and I had a really good time, and it was not that hard for me just to go by following the rules. It wasn't much different than growing up to me. In fact, I told most of the guys when I was in the Army, especially during basic training, you think these guys yelling at you was something? You should come home to my house and let my mom yell at you for a while. I think my passion is to give to other people. I think that there's something about growing up without a lot that helps you become more empathetic and sympathetic to those who don't. So you have a soft spot in your heart, I should say, for those people. And then, so even people who have or you think they have a lot, to me, I always try to see the part of them that I could be helpful in or useful in, and I try to give up myself of that. And the school gives me a really good opportunity to do that, because there's an opportunity here for me to give a lot of people a lot of things, and to do it without them ever worrying about whether or not what we're giving them is from the heart, or if it's just another way to milk another dollar out of them. I would say, look, it may look bad to you right now, or it may look like it's hard to read. You might feel like you're constantly being left out, but you don't even know yet the fruit that you'll reap from your labors. I mean, you don't know that the wonderful things that growing up in a big family or growing up as a middle child is going to give you until much later in life, when the things in life cause you to fall back on those experiences that you have. So the thing I say is, don't give up. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have good days. There's nothing in this world that we can't learn from, and that can't make us better people. And that's how you have to look at it. I'm Frank Parrillo, and that's my chapter and verse.